year after year, the whole life through practicing devotional service, we'll definitely, Krishna, he will put us in many, many different situations and test us and so on. And but if we are strong in the aspect of hearing, then we will also, we'll be able to go through all tests. And life will be inspiring. We will be inspired in devotional service. Sometimes if you do not feel inspired, why am I not inspired? And then we have to, go and get counseling and help me, and I'm not feeling, and even, of course we should not go to psychoanalysis, that's devotees don't do it, but you feel, oh, maybe I should search out a therapist or a psychologist or something like that. But the real problem is that you find that we're not reading and hearing enough. And if we do that, if we make sure that we read Prabhupada's books every day, my Guru Maharaj said 1.5 hours, at least 1 hour a day, read it. And come to the Bhagavatam class and like that. If one does that, then one will actually be happy and satisfied and convinced in devotional service. The mind becomes, and the intelligence becomes dissatisfied and restless and somewhat filled with a sense of fear or something like that. If we do not, at least that's my mind works like that. If I don't read the Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita like that every day, but when I read it, then actually suddenly the intelligence starts functioning, the mind becomes peaceful, the intelligence starts functioning, and it becomes very clear what should be done. Sometimes we're confused, should I do this, should I do that? We should read and hear properly, and then Krishna, he will make it clear actually what we are supposed to do. We will not be in doubt what is right, what is wrong. What am I supposed to do? It becomes so, because sometimes we have that, we may be confused about what should I, should I do this, should I do that, and we just run around sometimes like confused flies in a bottle or something like that. That's and it's very unpleasant to be like that, running around confused, not knowing what to do, or being undecided about what to do. But if we are actually, make sure that we read and study, like a regular quota every day, then it will all be clear. Of course, we also have to emphasize, Manidasa points that out, we should not just become bookworms who just are reading and not doing service. Reading translates into practical service. But if it's just all the time practical service, even though it's all absolute, but our mind intelligence are not on that absolute level, and we will forget why we are running around and for whom we are doing it. We should understand that it's not just activity to keep us busy, but it's we meant to render service for Krishna's pleasure. Krishna is there, and we have whatever we do should be done to give Krishna happiness and to give Guru and Prabhupada happiness. And when we in that consciousness and meditate like that, then actually it becomes whatever we do becomes very satisfying, very inspiring. But if we forget that, and it just becomes something, oh, why me, and I have to do this, and it's so hard, and like that, then we drop to the mundane consciousness, and then life becomes hard and difficult. But when we understand, actually, we are, when we are always reminded, I'm there for Krishna's satisfaction. I have to, whatever I do, like rolling, what do they call, vardans? Yeah, that is for Krishna's satisfaction. They should be rolled, nicely, perfectly shaped, all of the same size. So Krishna, he will be happy and satisfied. That's a meditation. If it's just meditation, oh, why me? And let's get done with it. And course, also we have to get done with it. It's not, I mean, it's in devotional service we do it for Krishna's pleasure. One thing for Krishna's pleasure is getting done fast, so we can get, so we can do more service. It's not that we do just means we just drag on and like that. No, devotees are effective, efficient, just like it's probably everyone knows that it's said that a yogi means fast. You know this expression. No, Gaura, you didn't hear? Never heard that. Yogi means fast. He works fast. He's effective. And why? Because he's in control of his senses. He's in control of his mind, his consciousness. He can be extremely effective. Also in practical terms, a yogi can be that. So it's obvious that things should be done. We can actually do so much for Krishna if we actually, our consciousness is focused and we're into our devotional service. So that's part of it. But also it's not just something we do. We have to do things for Krishna's pleasure. And that's the thing we have to always, basic philosophy, we have to be always remind ourselves, or be reminded, Krishna is the enjoyer, we are not the enjoyers. And we meant for Krishna's enjoyment, we meant to give Krishna pleasure. That's where Sahajas, they go wrong, even though they think they're working on a very advanced level, discussing advanced topics, nectarian topics of Krishna's pastimes. But the point is, who is the enjoyer? And it comes down to, in Sahaja consciousness, it is still me enjoying Krishna. I'm enjoying the nectarian leelas, and I don't really enjoy hearing about just the basic philosophy, or hearing how Karandaksaya Vishnu and universes are emanating from him, and how the elements are evolving from false ego into intelligence, into mind, into the sky, into sound, and like that. Everything is boring, but we want to hear the nectarian pastimes like that. When we are, that's wrong. Everything is nectarian. It's just, to hear how Krishna expands and he is creating the material universes is just as nectarian as his intimate Rasa Leela. And because the point is, we are also hearing for Krishna's pleasure, and we are, and there's no, and it's not really meant for us. Also, just like when we are chanting, we are chanting, japa, or we are chanting or having kirtan like that. It's only meant for Krishna's pleasure. It's not. Sometimes I hear sometimes it's presented like when you can feel the holy name or taste the holy name, or and I just, for myself, I don't taste the holy name. There's probably something wrong with me, but it's not. I'm not meant to taste the holy name. It's meant, my chanting is I'm meant to serve the holy name, and I'm meant to give Krishna pleasure by singing the holy name and chanting the holy name. And how I feel, who cares how I feel? That's not the point. The point is that Krishna I should give Krishna pleasure by singing the holy name and chanting the holy name. Not whether I have taste or not have taste. That doesn't really. Again, that's another selfish consideration. Is Krishna enjoying this? And of course, how Krishna is enjoying, not enjoying, we don't know. But we know that if we are endeavoring seriously to chant properly, sing properly in kirtans and so on, then we will, then Krishna is pleased. But it's important to always remember that we are here to, we are to be enjoyed. Krishna is the enjoyer. and that point has to be drilled in again and again and again. We always turn the other way around, just like, also again, mentioned, I'm speaking about Bhakti Saraswati because I'm reading Bhakti Swami's biography on him and so on. Many, it's a brilliant book, excellent book. So there's a passage also where Bhakti Saraswati he stresses the point: we are not the seers, we are those who are to be seen. We are to be seen by Krishna. It's not that we are to see Krishna, but he should see us. And just like when we have darshan in front of the deities, actually we appear there so Krishna he can see us. I mean, not so. I mean, we also have it to see Krishna, but actually, it's really meant that it's not that Krishna appears and then we can look at Krishna like we should look at. That's what our eyes should look at Krishna. But really, we should understand that it's our duty to come there every day so Krishna he can see us. He wants to see us. Gaura wants to see us every day. A little like parents. Parents, they like to, I think even some, traditionally it's like there's a certain time, then the children, they come and they pay obeisances to the parents. That's in Vedic culture. Did you used to do that in your family? So it's in much culture. So for whose pleasure is that? It's actually for the parents. It's and it's also for the children, of course. It's a relationship. But then the parents, they're happy to see the children that come and pay obeisances and are there every day. So we are, Gaura are happy to see devotees coming, and that should be. There was even one instance when Bhakti Saraswati, because he was dependent on glasses, like at least after a certain age. I think he had glasses most of his life, as far as I mean, the pictures even of a young man who was wearing glasses. So there was one instance where he was, also taking darshan of deities, and he didn't have his glasses on, and he couldn't really see the deities. And someone pointed out that to him, but why are you here if you cannot see the deities? But he said, but that's not the point. It's not that I should see the deities. I'm here so they can see me, because they want to see me. They want to see everyone, and that should also be, and then we should of course appear in a way that they like to see. If we appear, morose or absent-minded or something like that. That's not pleasing for them. We should be there, happy, smiling, dancing, enthusiastic. They have to see that. That should be our meditation. Actually, we should appear because they want. Krishna would like to see us, and we should appear in a way that he likes to see. And if we ask ourselves what he likes, then actually the answer is very clear. He wants, of course, dressed properly, clean, and like that. That's one thing, and and then happy and dancing and singing, or like that, and concentrated. That's it should all be for Krishna's pleasure. And this is all basic philosophy, but it has to be drilled again and again. And therefore, I mean, there's no way we can understand any higher levels before we have understood that point. Krishna is enjoyer, we are his servants and meant to be enjoyed. And that is being repeated again, therefore we have to hear that again and again and again. There's no end to how much we can hear it. All the basic points, and when we come to a purified level, then we will also realize that actually there are no such as just the basic philosophy or the advanced. It's all on the same level. And we see that Prabhupada would really like anything to present basic philosophy. It's there's a video of Prabhupada where he is preaching to, I mean, it's an audience of guests or new people. Or, I mean, and Prabhupada is actually there. He is precisely, you know, here we hear Prabhupada says, I had. We don't say I had, we say my head. So there must be, you know, it must be difference. There must be the I, and then there is the head. It's two different things. He said, you know, it's my hand and so on. And he actually goes through that argument in that video, and you can see Prabhupada's face is just, you know, he's so enlightened. He's beaming with enthusiasm, and it's as if it's the first time he ever told anyone that, like that. But you know that, you know, he's explained that thousands and thousands of times. But you know, like if you were a mundane teacher, school teacher, and you have to teach some children again, and you've done it hundreds and hundreds of times. You know, 1 + 1 is 2. It gets boring, I think, after a while, if you're a teacher, to teach just the basic points. But this is transcendental knowledge. It doesn't get boring. Prabhupada doesn't become stale or hackneyed. It is the same, you know, bliss Prabhupada was experiencing, explaining how we're not the body to some, you know, and actually, because Krishna is being transmitted to that, what's happening there, these souls are, you know, their Krishna consciousness is being awakened. You know, the soul is awakening, and he's reciprocating with the awakening soul by this presentation. So you see, Prabhupada is not, and we should, if we feel any, you know, at one point we start thinking, I want to hear the advanced topics, and the basic topics, they're boring, then we understand, we really need to understand the basics. We haven't got understood it yet. We haven't understood it yet. So, yeah, so any questions or any comments? Okay.
How can one understand that it's worship of Krishna to read Bhagavatam? Because it's like easy to think that Krishna likes like nice poga, or like when we dress Krishna nicely, it's like he enjoys it. But how come he enjoys when you're reading Bhagavatam?
That's how you worship Bhagavatam, different forms. You know, Bhagavatam is also a form of Krishna. And so what is the Archana process for the Bhagavatam? Well, that is reading. You know, you are just like in the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, he says, and one who studies this sacred conversation of ours worships me with his intelligence. You can offer different things to Krishna. You can offer bhoga, you can offer incense and like that. You can offer your intelligence. It's another element that you offer. So you worship him by studying Bhagavad Gita, studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna is being worshipped by your intelligence. And so it's, I mean, that's, you know, there's different forms of Krishna that, you know, are worshipped in different ways. Like Nishingadev is worshipped in a particular way, and Gaura are worshipped in a particular way, Radha Krishna worshipped in a particular way, Bhagavatam is worshipped in a particular way. And the worship is that you, I mean, also there's some technical things, you know, the book should be higher than the seat and like that. But really, you invest intelligence and then, you know, read and understand and go through. And that is direct worship, and you're with Krishna directly there.
I'm just curious because you've gone through the Bhagavatam many times.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the difference between reading Bhagavatam for the first time and then to the second time, to the third time and so on?
Oh, what is of course, I mean, in the beginning there's a lot of new information, and it's very, you know, it says, wow, and this is later on, it's not that it's, I mean, the pastimes are not new. It's not that there's any surprises. And, you know, can I get to the end so I can, you know, find out what is a plot. That's not, and that's not what Bhagavatam is about. Bhagavatam is presenting philosophical points. And, actually, everything is in the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam it's the essence of all the Vedic literatures. Vyasadeva put everything in the Bhagavatam as in all Vedic literatures, and he gave the essence, or built around the essence. And I don't know what the difference is. I don't understand. I just try to understand, get out of Maya when I read it. And there's so much. There's always new points that as I said, I never read that before. I'm surprised. How could I have missed that? I never saw it. But it's there. It's been there all the time. I've read it many, many times before. But because there's so much. There's so much. I don't know what is the difference. It's always fresh and new. It's like, okay, in one sense, like eating. You've done it many times before. So, but when you sit down and eat a meal with hunger, and and like that, is it like, oh, it's just boring? I don't know. It's actually practically also now yoga again. Eating is still the same fresh experience. Of course, when one overeats, then it becomes stale and hackneyed. But Bhagavatam is not like that. It's an ever fresh activity to read the Bhagavatam. And the more you read it, if you have it, I don't know when I last had a chance to do that, to read, for example, 3 hours in a row without any interruption. But if you get a chance to do that, sometimes you find it's just getting more and more fresh. The first hour is just purification, and one starts getting, and then the books really starts becoming alive after 1 hour, 2 hours, like that. I think so, because I said I don't remember when I last had the chance to do that. Years ago, I have to admit. And somehow it's also not. All activities have to be there. So it's a balance. We are reading the Bhagavatam, we do practical service, preaching the Bhagavatam, selling the Bhagavatam. We do everything. But it's something. There should be a regular schedule for reading the Bhagavatam. Of course, there's different ways with the way I just read. Different devotees like Titishri is there. He has his spiritual master had a whole systematic study program on the Bhagavatam, and that they went through very slowly. That's a very good way of doing it. But then it takes many years to get through the Bhagavatam. But then also Narayana Maharaj mentioned last night, she asked about Govinda Maharaj, how he studied the Bhagavatam. And he said he didn't study, he just reads. He just reads. He reads the Bhagavatam. So that's how I'm doing also. I'm just reading the Bhagavatam. And it's something, some to meet devotees that have been here for many, many years and haven't even read the Bhagavatam yet. There's somewhere, but they're not finished with it and like that. And, how can that be? I don't understand how that can be. If one is actually, devotees like that you must not be reading regularly, because if actually one is reading regularly, like 1 hour a day, and how many pages does one read in 1 hour? It can vary, but I read like 30 or 40 pages in 1 hour. Is that standard, isn't it?
So if you just read like, and it's,
Depending on what I'm reading. If there are stories, then it goes fast. If there is philosophy, then
it's slow. Yeah. So, but even 30 pages a day. If you read that in 1 hour, one should be able to, and you can even train to read faster. You can even take a course in fast reading. It can be good because there's some techniques by which actually you can read quite fast, and it's good because one actually absorbs better by reading properly and reading fast. The mind, one kind of closes the mind, the more mind is left more out. And so anyway, if one is reading just 30 hours per day.
30 hours per day?
That's a lot, isn't it?
Just 30 hours per day.
30 pages per day. So then what? That's okay. So that's more than 1,000 pages per year. And how many pages are there?
10,000 pages per year.
Yeah, okay, it's 10,000 pages, yeah, right. It's 10,000 pages per year. And how many pages are there? Is this Srimad-Bhagavatam?
12,000?
12,000 pages? I'm not sure.
Something like that, I think.
I have the one volume edition, which is something like a little more than 2,000. Was it wrong? Was it 3 or 4?
That's the one Prabhupada he has also? Where with little text?
Yeah. But that's, if it's like 2 years, one should read the Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita are finished. Like that. That's it. If you do it systematically every day, students at universities like that, they're reading so many books. Why should we be able to do that also? So if you've been here for 10 years, at least 5 times that you should read the Bhagavatam. If you've been here for 20 years, you should read the Bhagavatam 10 times, or like that. Okay, I'll stop here. Yeah. Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Jai!
Bhagavatam ki.
Jai! Om Vishnu Braya Krishna Prasthaya Putreshwari Nishana Sarkari Tanam
Krishna